Hey, I feel to share a bit about my journey with my art. It's quite an interesting one. And yeah, I'm just painting right now and I'm just loving it so incredibly much. And then I'm realizing that for about 15 years until 1 year ago, I didn't even touch a brush. It's like I started 1 year ago actually with this new style of painting, and just for about 15 years, I was so scared, so afraid to just express creatively, visually. And yeah, I just feel to share a bit about it and also to encourage you if you feel like you want to express creatively and you just feel these blocks and this sense of no, I can never do it. I just want to tell you that it's not true and that you can. If you feel the longing, it means that it's in you. And what I can tell you now, like that, when since 1 year I have yeah, really started to dedicate on art. It's also the year in which I encountered so many things inside of me that I wasn't able to reach before that. So yeah, this creative longing, now I can see it's totally coming from my soul. It's totally like aligned with my purpose, with my whole journey of karmic resolution. And only 1 year ago, I could totally embrace it and see, okay, this is my path. And I couldn't make any excuses anymore. I couldn't tell myself anymore, like, oh, no, no, I have other things to do. Before I used to be a healer and work as a coach, a body worker, massager, shamanic healer. Like, I did a lot of uh, fusion with all kinds of forms of healing. And I loved it, but there was always something like I felt like I was just running away from something I was actually supposed to do. Also, yeah, I'm not saying that I will never do the other kind of work again, but right now I just feel like really going into this artist journey. And I just want to tell you, like, this creative journey, it's such a there's such a depth into it, a depth of transformation, so many opportunities to grow and encounter things in myself. And I'm just thinking, when I'm making this painting right now, I'm just thinking like, wow, I cannot believe that I didn't do this for 15 years and I used to love it so incredibly much. I when I was 18, I'm just going to continue painting right now actually. When I was 18, I attended art school just for like half a year. And yeah, I practically got very depressed because I just got criticized, just like all my other peers. There was just such a rigid idea about what art is and what it shouldn't be. Probably what I'm making right now would have been like ostracized completely. But the thing is that I wasn't sure, how my creative expression was supposed to be at that time. I was 18. So I was like the whole juice of the creativity was totally like squeezed out of me. And yeah, I dropped out because I wanted to. I didn't want to continue anymore. And then, yeah, from that moment, I wasn't afraid to pick up a brush or a pencil. And I just, during that half year when I was at art school, I didn't paint a single painting for myself. While painting was actually the one thing I was wanting to do with the art school, but it was just so blocking me. And yeah, and then until 15 years after that, and which was like kind of 1 year ago, and now I'm 33. I just felt blocked, and all the time when I used to look at art, I actually didn't. I was kind of avoiding looking at art because it just brought up such a big sadness in me. I was always feeling like, oh, that's something I could never do, and because it just, yeah, I don't know, I was just closed off from it. It was such a sensitive subject, and and so what happened 1 year ago? It's amazing how life can like make things happen when you just don't listen to purpose, to the deeper whisperings inside. So life gave me. No, actually, I have to tell something else before. Like I was suddenly drawn to follow a Ho'oponopono online course, just a very short like workshop, pretty much like on yeah, about how to really feel like what the purpose is, and to just align and clean up the inner landscape. And I was already into that kind of transformation stuff a lot. But then this course came, and there I got a challenge. The challenge for the whole group was, okay, this week do something creative, which you haven't done for a very long time, or which you actually would not do really. But so, okay, that was a challenge. Like, okay, then maybe I should take out the huge empty canvas that has been for 10 years in my stored in my house. So that was the thing that I did. And then the next challenge we got was to ask myself, what do I really really want actually? And it's so strange because it's such a of I would say like that I would have asked myself that question many times, but somehow the very first time that the first thing that popped up in my head was, well, I want to be an artist, a visual artist. And I was completely like, what? Really? Is this still there in me? An unfulfilled desire? Is it still what I want? So yeah, with these two challenges, I started on a huge painting, and it was the first time that I actually found the patience again to pick up a brush and try something completely new. And I actually, because I hadn't really learned so many techniques, when I was a little child, I was always drawing, but just without any colors, just with gray pencils and only like human shapes. So that was the thing that I was good at, like painting basic, like mostly women. And so actually, yeah, that was the first time that I actually found the patience to just just dive into it a bit more, just to challenge myself. And because whenever I would look at a canvas, I would kind of like panic, because all these old fears and memories came up. And yeah, so I actually the first painting I made was a really big one with the ocean and the dolphins, and it's called the Divine Ocean Womb, the one that you can find on my portfolio as well. I mean, like on Instagram. And so I didn't know how to paint any of these things. I hadn't painted anything like kind of realistically. No, that's not true actually. I painted like just few times an animal years before that, like 20 years before or so. But like I didn't know how to paint like sunsets or dolphins or water or a rose. And I went on. So what happened? I went on YouTube just looking for all kinds of tutorials, and I spent hours just watching all kinds of different possibilities, and then just being okay with not knowing yet how, and just exploring myself and enjoying. And it was such a relief to finally be able to enjoy again, even though it wasn't perfect yet and I didn't know how to do it. But the thing is that the patience was back, because there was just some spark that was awakened in me. And yeah, I remember actually maybe a week prior to that, before I started painting, when I got this challenge, like to ask myself, what do I really want to do? That was also when I asked the universe, like, to please give me divine inspiration to paint really beautifully transformative art. And I had no idea how it would look, and I didn't even know the whole visual art existed. Actually, I did never heard of that term. But I just had this huge longing. It was such a big longing, I couldn't go around it anymore. So yeah, so I started painting, and I had to learn everything. And I painted so many layers, and I touched so much frustration. Like, oh no, it's never gonna happen. It was such a huge painting, like 1 meter 15, 1 meter and 15 centimeters by 75 centimeters. And but what happened 1 week after I had started painting the basics, then I suddenly got an ischias leg. When it's kind of a back pain where the leg is totally like blocked. The nerves are blocked, and I was with tremendous pain just lying down. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even sit. Could only lie down on my belly actually. And so what happened is that I got this amazing teaching about life force, about creativity, and it was life really needed to pin me down like that for me to really enter this new era, this new dedication to art. And yeah, it's incredible what happened. Like, and then I thought, well, now I can't paint anymore. So I had another excuse to like postpone again, to not continue. But then I found out that whenever I would still go try to sit, even though I actually couldn't really sit without tremendous pain, when I tried to anyway, then suddenly the pain was gone. I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding. The pain was gone. It was just a very small sensation left of it. So I so I had huge lessons, for me really huge lessons about life force and flowing, letting the energy flow and not resisting. And I realized that the pain I was experiencing, like 24 hours a day, really, like I had to take a lot of painkillers, even then it would still hurt. I found out that the pain was not so much just from the what was happening in my body, but it was just my mental resistance to it. And so whenever I was painting, my mind was kind of off. My mind stopped like playing such a big role, and I started, yeah, just sinking in my body and just let this life force, and I call this the divine feminine, actually, the divine mother, this just abundance life flow, this intelligence that just knows what needs to happen. I started just to surrender to this, and I'm much more than I was ever able for before that. And then the pain was just gone. It's true magic to me. And yeah, so this is the reason why I every day again for like 1.5 months I I didn't have a choice but to paint, even though every day I was like having terrifying fears. I was feeling like, no, I don't want to do it, I can't do it, all these old fears and fears of failure and frustration and old memories. But I had to do it because otherwise I would be in pain. How amazing it is, right? What life comes up with to just get people aligned with their purpose again. And yeah, so this really helped me. That was a huge initiation to again remember that I'm an artist and this is what I'm supposed to do right now. And I was supposed to do this already since I was a little child because I was drawing all the time, and that was my only one passion. And all the other things came just later. So yeah, since that painting, I just couldn't go back anymore, and I really had discovered that part of myself back again. And it really felt like I had found back a really important part of myself that was sitting in a corner for like 15 years. Oh my God, can't even tell you what a liberation that was. And I still daily feel so gratitude for this, grateful. Now it's kind of 1 year ago, and I did have some challenges still, like in the last year, to really continue. Like every new canvas, it's kind of it again touches on all these old fears. But the thing is that I kind of learned from this first experience. I mean, yeah, 1 year ago, that these fears, they can be transformed so much during this creative process. And it's kind of that's why I was giving this passion and this, yeah, just this passion that. And then I realized also that I want to share with you, like, if you have any kind of passion and you feel like, no, I'm not good enough, why should I start? Doesn't matter whatever it is, it doesn't need to be painting or any visual creation, but it means that life is giving that to you so that you can actually use that as a medium to, as a way to heal yourself, to heal traumas, to discover who you are, to really go deep in yourself, to resolve whatever you need to dissolve. Like, it can be like huge karmic things that we're all carrying. And yeah, I just, I kind of gave it up for many years because I thought, like, I'm never going to be good enough, so why even start? And now the shift that happens is that I'm not so much anymore concerned about how it will look. It's just, yeah, I just love to embrace this longing to create as a gift, a divine gift that holds so many presents in them when I dare to go there and to unfold them, to yeah, to unpack them. And So also one other thing I want to share is like this, this painting process is so every painting again is very different, and it usually starts with just some inspiration or feeling like an inner space, or like having had a healing journey and then suddenly getting this inspiration, seeing glimpses of an image, or just a knowing that there's something that wants to be born right now, something that wants to move through me. It's like it really feels like a divine inspiration. It's not really coming from my mind. And then it takes the courage to just not know exactly how it will be. Sometimes it's quite a clear image of like a big part of the painting, but sometimes it's just like an atmosphere or like a feeling. And then just to have the courage to start exploring together with this, whatever this inspiration comes from, this source, to just trust and go there and then go on a journey. And it's not about the result anymore. And yeah, so that's what I'm more and more learning to do with every painting, is just to let go and to really enjoy the process. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's really true. It's not about the end result, it's about the process. And when the process is beautiful, it's actually kind of unavoidable that the result will be stunning. I mean, when you look at a creation that has a soul, that has a journey, that has a life, that is like carrying so much love and dedication, there's just doesn't even matter so much how it looks or how the technique is. Maybe a little bit, of course, but it's just people looking at it, they will just feel touched. They will feel like, oh my God, this is like, I recognize this. And yeah, when it's just not coming from the mind and just coming from this longing to create and following that, trusting that it's for a reason, then it's kind of, yeah, then the thing that you feel like creating, that what's happening, it's also just coming from a source that it's not logical, you don't know what it means, but it has a deeper meaning. And like the same with, yeah, like when often the images I make, I have a certain feeling with it and ideas about what it means, where it comes from, and what it serves. But often when people look at it, they have their complete. I mean, they do feel often similar things, but then also they say like, "Oh, I, I suddenly like see a certain part of their process. They see these parts, and then I realize that what I'm creating is not just meant for me. It's meant for whoever is looking at it. It's meant to serve the collective. It has so many layers to it, and everyone is somewhere else, so everyone is able to pick up on different layers of it. And yeah, I mean, yeah, just to say, like, when you feel a longing to create whatever, to be creative in any way, that means that the life force, which is the big life intelligence, which is God, actually, however you want to call it, it means that life force, that intelligence, has a goal, has a plan, and wants to use you to serve the earth, to serve humanity, to serve even beyond that, to serve life. And it's a gift to you, and it's a gift to humanity. So your process is a gift to the collective. It's incredible. I used to also feel like, no, I'm selfish if I'm just painting, because I used to think that in the past, like, it was just a way of avoiding, actually. But like, yeah, I'm selfish because I have better things to do. I mean, just making an image, right? It's not gonna help anyone. Wrong. It is. Now I just really realize that this is, if it's your longing, it's your purpose. And if it's your purpose, it means that it serves way beyond yourself. Yeah. So I hope you feel inspired to just dare to go there, to just trust this inner longing for being creative, and just to, you know, just do it, just start. And you can screw up. You can really like make a mess. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just colors, colorful substance on paper or on the canvas. It's okay if you mess up. You can put, like, I'm working with acrylics, and you can put like 100 layers on top of each other. Same with oils, actually. And you can just play, and or any other kind of creation. I mean, you can just start somewhere and just know that whatever fears you will encounter, they are meant to be there, because they are just showing you what is there inside of you to unravel, to be healed. It just shows what is there for you to be seen. And it's already there. Even if you avoid doing these things that are outside of your comfort zone, doesn't mean that these things then aren't in you. I mean, you have whatever longing for creative expression you have been given is the exact way tool for you to really go really deep in yourself and to heal everything in yourself, to really discover yourself, discover life, to go through everything. And yeah, it's like that's where the biggest challenge is. That is where the biggest gold is to be found. And it's really true. And I knew that already because I had gone through a lot of transformations before I started painting. But this has just amplified my whole journey and my vision. And it's just such a confirmation that it's really that the biggest challenge is like the biggest gold. And it's amazing. And I'm so grateful to have embraced my mission, my purpose, my longing, my passion again so much. And since I started painting, like all these amazing processes happen in me because all these layers that I'm painting, this has maybe like already 6 layers or more, even 7, and it will probably have like 10 more, I don't know. And all the time I don't know what comes, and then something happens that I didn't expect, and then I go through all these phases inside myself. Of I go through all these different beliefs and feelings, and the thing that I feel like creating, it's just something in me that wants to be more manifested, wants to be coming more to the surface. Like this painting, I started with an image of a lotus blooming, blossoming in my womb space, and that suddenly made me like so much more flowing and feeling my femininity and so much more alive. So I just started, and then during this process, like every layer that appears, it's it's like another layer in me that is like becoming reality. That's becoming part of this is what is real. This is what is my reality right now. And I'm like exploring certain parts of myself that want to come alive, and they're just reflected on the canvas. And the moment that I will know that this one is finished, that's kind of the moment when a seed really has been planted in me. That's usually how it feels. And it doesn't mean that I have like manifested that exact thing in my life, like very obviously, but the seed has been planted, and that's how it worked with all the other paintings. And yeah, so I just really felt like sharing this with you. This is actually the first time that I'm sharing anything like this on video about my art, about my artistic journey. And yeah, I hope you feel inspired in some way, and I hope that helps you to embrace your creativity even more. And yeah, so that's it, I think. Is there anything more? No, that's it. What I want to share right now. And yeah, I'm just totally gonna continue this journey, and I'm painting every day, and I know that it's gonna like explode in a while. Like yeah, there's so many paintings wanting to be born through me. And yeah, I'm just totally dedicated now. I'm totally going for it. And I haven't even painted so much yet in the last year because I had other challenges. I had COVID, and I had to go through these very first bumps of even getting to dedicate myself to really every day go for it. I mean, some days not, but really to just be dedicated. And now I'm finally in this dedication in the last few months. And yeah, I'm so grateful. So grateful that what life is giving to me. And I hope you are too. And I hope you embrace your longings, your passions, your creativity, because that is your purpose. That is your biggest healing. That's what you're here for. And that is also your biggest inspiration and help to others. So much love to you. Thank you for watching, for listening. Wishing you a very beautiful day. Bye bye.